Hello,
Let's
everyone.
just wait. Wait 1 second.
I already
Let me
popped it for
unmute.
both of us,
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna remove the mute
at least
here.
on the Discord.
Hello, hello. Yes. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another live stream. It's been a while. I know it's been a while. Joining me today is my good friend Neon Boss.
What's
Hello,
up,
Mark.
peoples? How we doing?
Hello,
How we doing?
peoples. How we doing? How we doing?
So this first
These
day
bro.
of Spooktober.
Ah. Spooktober. I actually like that. Spooktober.
Well, yeah, works for me. I
Right.
mean, I named my new video that, and
I could dosage for monsters at limit.
yeah. Remember the progression on that game is based on Ramza's progression level, so you have to keep your guys. Yeah. Oh God, ad break.
Level farm. Ads. You. We all hate ads.
Yeah.
Let me actually go over on your Twitch to see the new scenes that you're talking about because I'm
Oh, you want
kind
to see
of
the new scenes?
curious.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to switch it back over to. Oh, well, that's weird. So that's the
What's up?
beginning. Oh, I was reading chat. So it
Oh,
starts.
yeah, sorry.
It starts like this. So what I'm going to do is click on this. I'm going to show you how something emerges from the shadows. And where is it? Yeah, get ready. And then he's here. Which normally, I mean, give or take about 5 minutes is what I have. So there's that one. And then I also redid the end screen.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought
gotta
that looked pretty
log into
lame.
my Twitch account real quick to.
Ah,
Yeah,
gotta love
because
that.
guess who? Yep, because guess who has two-factor authentication on and has to go through his phone and
Yep.
get the freaking code.
Well, that's the best way to have it.
Yeah, that's very true. It's the most secure way to
Right.
secure your account.
Oh, yeah. I actually
See.
have a web of two-factor authentication. You have to hack two separate accounts to get my two-factor authentication at the same time,
Oh
which
wow.
they are codependent. So you can't hack one without the other.
Oh, nice. So like you got a full-on security system. I like it.
Well, yeah. It's the basics of security, man. Basics of internet.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I guess let me know when you can see my screens.
I can see your screens right. Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, that's a cute kitty cat.
Yeah.
Spook you later.
Boo.
Ah.
I loved that. And then on the starting soon, you know, it starts with the, yeah, get ready.
Ooh. I'm loving these, bro.
And then, come on. No, it's a little bit longer. Right about here somewhere. See how it just slowly adds finally over.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
shoot. And then, which give or take about 5 minutes is when I show up. So,
Yeah. It sounds about right.
yeah. Although I do have 20 minutes of music in there.
Ooh. 20 minutes is a good loop.
Yeah. But the actual, you know, sneak peeks are in there. Get ready.
Yeah.
You know, it's just fun.
See.
And then with this one,
Truly.
if you pay attention, boo. just for a second shows up. Hard to time.
Yes,
It's just fun.
I see it.
And it just
See
keeps
it.
in different spots on the screen
Right.
by 4 level skeletons while everyone else. Oh my god.
Wait, let me check chat.
That's funny. I knew what you meant by level 4 skeletons. See, I will try and farm them because they'll sometimes resurrect. But remember,
Crazy game.
the first things you need to do to farm is basically put everybody on the basic level, other than, you know, the squire, the first class. Get throw rock and what do they call it in the Ivalice Chronicles? But it's basically accumulate. You keep getting stronger, and basically you farm that until you can get the JP Bob, the job points boost, and focus. Yeah. Just make sure you have at least 2 of them with item, which has at least potion and Phoenix down, because when you're farming, you have a tendency to die. So you want to be able to bring those guys back up. And then once you get to a certain point, when they all can take night, you switch over to night and do rend power and rend speed.
I did not understand a single thing.
Right. Okay. In the game, basically, you need to farm levels. It's like old school Final Fantasy games. So in between,
Farm. Okay.
yeah, farm the levels. In between, where you're going for your missions, there's battlefields you can stop at.
Right.
And you can farm more levels to make sure that you're at a decent level.
Right.
Keeping people at the basic level. There's some tricks early on of focus, which raises their attack power, but it also gives them experience points in both character level and job point level, because your character has a level and the jobs have a level, like whatever class you picked, and you can swap the characters into different classes without really any negatives. It actually works really well.
Interesting.
Yeah, I love the game. I love how they balanced it all out and how they did everything. It is one of my absolute all-time favorite games.
Well, I will be sure to check it out sometime when I have the free time.
Yeah, because I mean, just keeping yourself, remembering all of the things you have to remember. Like, I kept forgetting to buy the potions and the Phoenix down, which resurrects your characters. And so I kept getting almost dead in maps when I was farming because I kept forgetting. So I'd have to quickly end the battle instead of sequestering one of the enemies in the corner, which if there's a chocobo, do that, because they'll just sit there and use choco cure. Which, because it's an area of effect, it hits your characters too if you have them cornered. They can't move out of a corner if you have them surrounded.
It's also literally slow, fast-paced story and such, but the battles can...
Oh yeah, the battles can take a while.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah, I've already got...
Well,
go ahead.
Oh yeah. What I was gonna say is that it sounds like a cool game.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. But also I know that it's not going to be for everyone.
Yeah. Clearly, because I was like sitting here like, what is this guy saying?
Right. Well,
like,
and
level farming.
well, just like in any video game, I mean, you don't always, unless the game's on rails and you just progress at a certain rate. Most of your old school games, you have to farm levels.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people are missing nowadays, is that most of your games have way too much forgiveness to them, not as much risk.
That is so true, actually.
like, oh, I died, well, I just respawn at this like save point right before.
Yes.
Well, exactly. Plus, with Final Fantasy Tactics, there are certain things you will absolutely miss that aren't part of the story, but or that are part of the story, but you don't necessarily have to complete the storyline, that you will absolutely miss. Like, there's a way to get Final Fantasy VII's Cloud in the game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I did not know that.
There's other secrets to it too. Like, there is a whole bunch of stuff that you can learn through, or not learn, but you can get through the game, that if you don't do a certain way or do certain things, you don't get it. Like, your characters, like who's ever in your party, actually shares experience and job points depending on their zodiac. So piecing together your party, you can min-max your party by getting people with complementary zodiacs in your party together.
Okay.
So every time they do something, the other people are gaining just little bits of experience and job points.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that
you
is
can
interesting.
recruit more. I always recruit like another 5, because eventually you'll also have missions you can send your people out on, and you want to make sure that they're reasonable level to complete the missions, which are a lot of, it's a lot of people way back when, I don't know about anymore, but back when I first started playing, didn't go into the taverns and go to the tavern missions, and you'll lose out on recruits, certain job classes, and even
Yes.
certain weapons, like specialized weapons, if you don't do this.
True.
And the game, it can be very short if you just want to
Yes.
blaze through, or it can be, you can just basically open world it and just farm forever and just do whatever. And I think there's like 5 chapters to the game, 6 chapters, maybe more. And each chapter, certain things get locked out from the previous chapter that you can't do anymore. So you have to make sure you complete a decent amount before you move on. Hell, even some of those tavern jobs, I think, open up new areas for you to explore. But I can't remember. I think it's in the 2nd chapter that the tavern jobs open up.
That sounds like a wild game, if I'm being honest.
Oh, it is. It absolutely is. I couldn't believe that it was originally a PS1 game.
A PS1 game, you say?
Yeah.
That was so long ago?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
That's crazy.
this was the 20th anniversary of the game. Well, did you lose the squire? Because if they die, but if you win, they don't actually die. But if their timer counts down, because there's you have like 3 turns to resurrect a character. Oh God, yeah, orator. Yeah, or there's another one that can recruit beasts. Lost, crystallized. Did you pick up his crystals so somebody could learn his skills that the others? Yeah, that's another thing. When you kill enemies and they crystal, you can learn abilities from the crystal.
Interesting.
So even on enemies, that's why I like to sequester one enemy off to the side and keep him blocked, and let everybody else count down so I can learn abilities. So you don't have to spend job points for them. Okay. Well, yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah, then you need to get out.
Oh, dude, I have had the longest week ever.
It's only Wednesday, man.
Oh yeah, never mind. I've
Maybe.
completely lost track of time, bro.
Bro, I'm sorry. Well, what was so busy?
Work, also planning some things behind the scenes, of course.
Nice.
Gotta lock in for Halloween.
right?
Um, Working on a few things. But the most exciting thing about this week was, I think it was last weekend actually. I went to see the new Strangers movie. That was amazing, actually.
Really, I have not heard good
Yes.
things about the new one, but
Well, for me, I kind of liked the suspense of it. It was like very suspenseful the entire time. The
nice,
jump scares were great, in my opinion. And we saw more of the killers, basically.
nice. Well, and see, I think
And
a lot of people
Mhm.
have too high of expectations on current movies.
Right, right.
You know, they can't just watch a movie. It has to be
Yes.
bigger, badder, better, you know, and just a good
Oh
and
yeah.
solid movie to watch. You just,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, for some reason bothers them, and I don't get it.
Right. Right. Yes, so here's the thing though, like they have a lot of expectations, but then there is the fan base. So the fan base is expecting a lot, yes, but they have been waiting for this installment for a few months so that when it's out, they are happy with whatever is right in front of them.
Nice. Right.
Yeah.
But see, I think critics are just too stupid. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, that is true.
even, you know, like the YouTubers who want to be critics. Like Moist Critical, he's very critical of movies. I hate the redundancy in saying that, but you know, Charlie. Charlie is too
Yeah, Charlie.
critical. Like he loves stupid fun movies, but also when he watches other movies, it's just like, what are you expecting out of them? Like, really, what do you
That's true.
expect? You know, and then they give these
That's
glowing
true.
reviews to what I think are garbage movies. You know, like most of
Yes,
the Marvel movies after, you know, I would say Civil War. I don't even think Endgame and Infinity War were that great. The only reason why you enjoyed them is because they had a bunch of people on the screen. That was it. Otherwise, the storyline
that
was
is so
dismal. It was stupid. Like it made
true.
no
Indeed.
freaking sense.
I don't even remember what they were about. It's something about Thanos stealing all the Infinity Stones and them
And
traveling uh, uh,
like
through
they
dimension to get him or
right.
some shit.
See, and that's what I'm saying is that you watched it because of the spectacle. But when you,
Oh
in
yeah.
hindsight, when you're looking at it, it's just like, wait, that didn't make any sense. It's just like with Captain America: Civil War, when Tony
Oh
and
yeah.
Steve started fighting. It's like that made no sense. Let alone the lines
Yeah,
being drawn on whose side, who was on whose side, made no sense.
that is so true. If I'm not mistaken, the reason they started to fight was, wait, if I
It was
remember
because
this
of
correctly,
Scarlet Witch,
Scarlet Witch. Yeah.
because Ultron lifted up the city of Sokovia and dropped it,
Uh huh.
which killed a whole bunch of people. It was called the Sokovia Accords. Superheroes were now supposed to basically mask off and tell everybody who they were. See,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the whole registration thing. The problem is that doesn't work when you don't have mutants. That's why they had to
Right.
wait for Wanda because she's technically a mutant. Although they keep retconning her, so I don't know what she is anymore. Um, but I mean, originally she was Magneto's daughter, her and Quicksilver. Which don't even get me started on
Yes.
Quicksilver dying. That was the dumbest maneuver ever. The guy can dodge bullets, but apparently not when he's saving someone. What?
Yes. Some things they made were a bit questionable, in my opinion, but you have to think that it's like what are you expecting from them exactly?
Internal consistency. See, I don't care about
Yes.
external consistency. I care about internal consistency when I'm watching a movie. Like, you set up rules of engagement within the movie itself. Like, it can be the
Right.
most brain dead take ever, but as long as your rules within the movie are consistent, it makes sense. It's one of my
Right.
biggest issues with the whole Infinity War Endgame thing is they set up all the rules for time travel. They can't do it. Not mess
Yes.
everything up. But then Steve Rogers goes back in time, drops off all the gems, and completely screws up the timeline. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you just ruined
Yeah, I
the
don't
whole
even know
thing.
what they're doing anymore.
Right. Like, that doesn't make any sense because you just said you couldn't do that. And that's why you had to defeat Thanos this way rather than why didn't you just go back in time and take all the gems before they happened? So Thanos would never get the gems. Simple as that. Ooh, we got it. And then, Steve Rogers can't mess up the timeline, mind you. Stays in the past with Peggy Carter. That completely screws the timeline.
Right.
Like, it doesn't make it, like, you see what I mean? By internal consistency.
Yes.
You set up rules
Yes,
and
I
then you
do.
screwed up the rules. You have no internal consistency.
Yep.
And, so I can watch, like the most ridiculous Friday the 13th, but it's internally consistent.
Yep.
What Jason Takes Manhattan when he's fighting a telekinetic, somebody that can throw things with her mind. Like, this is ridiculous premise, but it is internally consistent. Because
Yes, I agree with you. Yes.
Jason points out that there, because he's still there are superpowered individuals of one stripe or another in the world. He just happens to be a villain. Same with Mike Myers, in the Halloween franchise. They are internally consistent other than number 3. And the rules grow over time. Yeah, there's certain inconsistencies that over time they have to fix. But I mean, when you're talking about a franchise that's 40, 50 years old and still, what was it? H2O, there was a lot of things. They brought back his sister. I mean, there's just a lot of things. I think if you watch it screws up, but as long as you stick with, well, as Scream set down, the rules of a scary movie.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you stay internally consistent to those rules or break them with acknowledging that you're breaking the rule, i.e. with Scream, that was the tongue-in-cheek joke, is that they broke the rules and it still worked. Because they knew what they were doing. They admitted to what they were doing. And that again makes it internally consistent.
Yes.
And so it just, I don't know. It's just one of the things I think a lot of people, a lot of critics forget when they're watching a movie is it internally consistent versus what you think of the consistency, what you think of the movie. Like watching the new Superman movie. A lot of people gave that one, oh, he's getting his butt kicked the whole time. Yeah, except for, did you miss the point that this is a 3-year plan that Lex Luthor has put together? Lex Luthor, the smartest guy in the DC universe, or one of them, the smartest human anyway. He's put together a plan to defeat Superman, not realizing that over the time, that whole time that Superman's been shown, that he's been in that world, he's been holding back the whole time because he's a nice guy, which is not something Lex Luthor would understand. Somebody holding back, why would you hold back? That's what I'm saying is that a lot of people miss that simple fact. It's a culmination of 3-year plan. And sure, there were some things I think, there was a little bit too much jokey here or there. And the people say, oh, it was a Justice Gang movie. No, it wasn't. They barely showed up. All they did was show that why Superman could have downtime because he had people out there he could trust.
Yeah.
He could
Yes.
trust. So if he went out on a date with Lois or just some time with Lois, he didn't have to save everybody all the time. There were other people he could count on. But it's not
Oh
like
yeah.
they kept coming in saving his butt. And
Yes.
I think people, again, all I have to say is internal consistency. That was the whole point of the
Internal.
Justice Gang.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know. Sorry, I have opinions on movies.
No, man, you're fine. I agree with what you're saying. I just have a small thing to add. That, in my opinion, critics are a bit harsh. Like their expectations are a great film that's like is so great that
Right.
and see uh the thing is you cannot expect greatness from a film that like how do I phrase this correctly?
I don't know. I'm waiting. Well, we're
Wait.
waiting.
Yes, wait, I'm trying to phrase this correctly because it's becoming a little late and my brain is starting to freeze.
Hey, I tried to see if you wanted to start earlier, but no, he's going to kick his microphone all over the place. He's so
No,
mad at me.
no, no. I just accidentally hit it with my water bottle.
I have never done that. What kind of professional are you? I'm
I'm
joking. I've done
playing
that
with
all the freaking
like the
time.
water bottle. What kind of professional are you? A dumb one, apparently.
But okay, so I think what you're trying to say is that critics expect too much from a movie.
Yes.
They want everything to be Oscar bait. The very fact that we have a
Yes.
term in movies called Oscar bait shows me that you have movies made for people to watch and enjoy, and then you have movies made for critics to watch and enjoy.
Oh
And
yes.
hardly
This is so true.
ever do these two things meet. I mean, when was the last time a best picture winner in the Oscars was actually a movie that made money in the box office?
Never.
Well, I don't know. I haven't even looked at those stats because I haven't even cared what movies are winning in the or in the Oscars. The Oscars have been irrelevant since what, the 90s?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, Rambo, we'll go way old school. Rambo, First Blood
Mhm.
was an awesome movie. It was a very good, well told story about the dichotomy between somebody that came from Vietnam and somebody that came from the Korean War. The sheriff was
Yes.
from the Korean War. Sylvester Stallone, Rambo, was from Vietnam, and they clashed. That was the whole thing. And if I remember correctly, or maybe the other one was World War II. It's been a long time since I watched the first Rambo movie. Was that movie
Oh yeah.
Oscar bait? Hell no. It was a lot of fun to watch, though, and it made a lot of money in the movie theaters. Same thing with Rocky.
Yes.
But I think even Rocky was actually at one point put up for best screenplay Oscar, but don't quote me on it.
Could be. It could be.
And I mean, nobody would say that Rocky is grand cinema, but my God, is it fun to watch two guys beat the crap out of each other in a ring, especially when nobody's
Yes.
getting hurt, or when you're told nobody's getting hurt. Actually, they had to delay filming of Rocky 4 because Dolph Lundgren accidentally hit Stallone hard enough in the chest to Bruce's heart.
Oh. No,
Yeah.
that is bad.
Oh, Dolph Lundgren was a badass. Not only physically fit, but I think he has a doctorate in molecular biology.
So he knew where he was
Oh, he didn't have the doctorate at the
hitting.
time.
Oh, okay, my
It
bad.
was a messed up stunt, and I'm pretty sure
Oh yeah.
Stallone was the one that was in the wrong place.
Oh yeah.
So he kind of
Yes.
paid for his mistake.
Yes.
Which, I mean, I guess that's the point. I mean, especially since we're in at least what I think of as one of the hottest times for movies. And unfortunately, we're not really getting any good ones for horror movies, screaming movies.
Yes.
I mean, okay, Strangers, chapter 2, if I remember correctly, is what came out, or whatever they call it, Strangers Part 2,
Chapter.
chapter 2.
Yes, chapter 2 is the one that just came out, and
Right.
apparently there is a chapter 3 still.
Right. Well, and yeah, I mean, as long as it keeps going,
Yes.
and they'll probably expand on the lore a little bit, expand a little bit. I'm actually
Yes.
looking forward to Black Phone 2.
Oh, the Black Phone 2, dude. I'm
I
so
mean, the
excited
fact
for
that
that
they
as well.
took a creepy thriller
Yes.
and now they're turning it into a new take on Nightmare on Elm Street. I love it.
Oh yeah, dude.
I
That
love that
I cannot
change.
wait. I cannot wait to go and see that in the movie
Oh,
place, basically.
I wish I could, but my buddy for going and watching scary movies that I used to go watch scary
Ah,
movies
scary.
with is
Yeah.
well, Ghoulie for one, and
Ooh.
Tater Tot, my other kid. Used to go to scary movies with them because my wife doesn't particularly like scary movies, so I don't really have
Right.
a buddy to go to the movie theater with, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, I
But
get
yeah,
what
the
you mean.
original Black Phone was a great movie, but with Black Phone
Oh
2,
yeah,
this
dude. I
looks
love
so
that.
much different, and I love it.
Yeah, dude, I cannot wait. And I saw a post in the morning. It said about Scream 7.
Woohoo!
Uh yes, so they have officially announced it to release on February 26th, 2026.
Oh wow, that's
Close.
that's not that bad. I love the Scream
Yeah.
franchise. I mean, sure,
Yeah,
are there
dude,
better
I
ones than
absolutely love
others?
it.
Of course. And they even point out that
Yes.
there's better ones than others internally.
Yes.
Again, that's what I
Yes.
love about when movies just understand, like, okay, we did something wrong with that one. Moving on,
Yes. Yes.
and they
Yeah,
admit
moving
it.
on. So, bro, like I am so hyped because I just like love, you know, scary films,
Well,
slasher
I'm just waiting for
films.
a new Paranormal Activity to come out with Scream coming back. I mean,
Ooh.
those were the two best jams of the early
Yes.
2000s was Scream and
Yes.
Paranormal Activity.
Yes. Speaking of scary films, I went to see the new Conjuring film.
I'm sorry.
Uh,
I'm
you're
sorry. The
sorry?
last one I watched, I was not happy with it.
Really, bro? Like, dude, like,
The Nun? Really? The Nun was bad, man. Wasn't
The
that a
Nun?
Conjuring World?
Yes, but I was referring to the new one they had just dropped like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, well, I haven't watched that one. Maybe I should.
You should, dude. Like it's so good, bro. It's so good. I think the one before that, yes, it was actually the Nun 2, maybe.
Well, The Nun and
But
Nun 2 were basically the same story, and that's what pissed me off. One.
yeah, yeah, that's true. They're not my favorite, if I'm being honest.
And the
But
fact that they did The Nun 2, I think, or The Nun or The Nun 2 instead of The Crooked Man, which, if you remember from which Conjuring was it?
I think it was 3.
Yes, Annabelle is in the same. Well, whichever one Conjuring that had the guy that came out, unfolded himself from the little kid's teepee thing, the Crooked Man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they were supposed to do a movie based on that, but instead they chose to do The Nun or Nun 2. And I'm just like, why? The Crooked Man looked so cool because that was a real guy unfolding himself from That wasn't CGI like I thought it was. They may have
Was he
seen.
not? Was he not the guy with a weapon?
The Crooked
If
Man?
I'm
No, the
not
guy with the
mistaken.
hat, the suit. He had the hat pulled. Oh my god.
Oh, wait, let me try to see a picture. Let me just
Yeah.
pull up a picture because I
No,
think I'm getting
apparently
two
they
things
just touched him
confused.
up on CGI, but the guy is a contortionist and he was able to unfold himself like that. From what Tater Tot told me. And
Oh
I'm sorry
my
if I'm going to trust
god, bro!
somebody on horror knowledge, especially right now, it's Tater Tot. Yeah,
Wait, like I, wait. Let me see if. So this was in the Conjuring 2 movie. I haven't seen it in so long that I forgot about this guy.
right. And he was the one that was supposed to anchor the next movie.
Oh wow.
But they chose to go with the nun because and added in the last scene of the Conjuring 2 of the portrait of a nun or something like that at the
Huh.
very end, and you could definitely tell it was like an add-on at the very end of the movie. And I'm just like,
Yes.
why, why, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
dude, he
saying.
looks
Is
so
we were definitely
disturbing.
freaking robbed of a damn good movie because they
Oh
decided to
yeah.
go with the usual ooh nun bad. I mean, how many movies have done a religious figure? It doesn't even have to be a nun that is the villain. And it's just like, that's ridiculous, in my
Yeah,
personal
right.
opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. The non-portrait scene affected by
Exactly.
horror movies. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
Indeed.
I mean, I would, if I was the people that did The Conjuring, because Ed and Lorraine Warren have often said that their museum, how they keep that stuff, it's average people can't go in there. And if they had done a movie based on dealing with how they learn to keep those things contained in their museum, I think that would have been a lot better movie, even though it would have been completely fictionalized.
Right.
So using the nun scares, using, the Annabelle doll and how they learned, the rules. How did they learn the rules? I mean, even if it's an anthology movie of like, you do, okay, this is what we learned about how we did the nun and lead into the next object, because the next object might, you think it's the nun portrait doing it, but it's actually, Annabelle the doll, that kind of thing, and you could play with this
Oh
whole
yeah.
concept and lead one story to the next. But see, that
Yes.
also requires better writers. And I think that's one of the problems Hollywood has right now is we do not have good writers.
That is so true. Another example for this would be a movie called Afraid, if you've seen it.
I have not seen Afraid.
Yes. So this movie was released in 2024, I think. It was a movie about how a robotic home system controls a family, if that
Oh,
makes
that does
sense.
sound familiar. I don't think I watched it, but I
Yeah,
wanted to.
it was made by the same producers that, well,
Oh,
produced.
Bloomhouse.
Yes, Blumhouse, the same producers from Megan and was
Yeah,
it
too bad
the
Megan 2
Black
wasn't that
Phone?
great.
I haven't even seen Megan too.
Dude, that went in and out of the theaters around here so fast. It must have been bad.
Oh my god, bro.
Which I mean
I
that
think by the
sucks
trailer you
because
could just tell it sucks.
yeah, they tried to go all and here's the way it felt for me. Megan 1 was a great story. Megan 2
Oh yeah.
felt like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Like it just was a whole step down in quality. And they tried
Yes.
to do it over the top with acting, and it's like, and I feel bad because the actress, they were trying to come up with a reason why Megan's taller and bigger now because the actress grew up. The actress for Megan is older and bigger now.
Yes.
Why didn't they just, I don't know, we made a new robot body, why did they have to go all military, and that line?
Trained professional on.
Right. I mean, like,
Oh
why are
yeah.
we turning Megan into super spy badass? This makes no sense to me.
Yeah, the story is a little bit exaggerated in my opinion.
A little bit.
I think okay, a lot exaggerated a lot.
Well, and
Like
especially since we've seen something to that effect so many times over the years.
yes. Um, in my opinion, the Megan 2 film was let's say it was on the same level as Venom's suspense.
Oh, don't even get me started on the Venom movies. Even from the trailers, it's like, man, I can tell that they went really good with this, but they started at the wrong point. Oh, and
Yeah.
with Megan, I figured it out. See, they were trying to go for a Terminator feel. The problem is they went with Meganinator, which feels like Phineas and Ferb's villain, Doofenshmirtz, made it.
Oh
The
yeah. Oh
Meganinator.
yeah, that is so true. Yeah.
It just felt too over the top, and they didn't lean into the knowledge that they did it over the top.
Yes.
I also hate how much press happens around movies now. How many leaks, how many things you get to see ahead of time. And I'm just like, come on, man.
Oh, the leaks are horrible, dude. The leaks
Well,
are something that is so disgusting.
it's not so much that the leaks themselves are disgusting. It's like leaks have happened all the time. I mean, from the beginning of movies. What pisses me off is that these critics online take these leaks and talk about them and shred the movie apart. So now the studio's like, oh, people are going to hate what we're doing, so we have to change it. And so it's this
Yes.
constant cycle of changing without just being true to the art, the vision you had in the beginning, and making it happen.
Yes.
Now, unless it's something like what happened with Star Wars, where one of the editor actually had to make a movie out of what George Lucas and Spielberg had put together, which a lot of people don't realize that Star Wars was saved due to the editor, not due to the director. Apparently, the original
I did not
movie,
know that.
New Hope, was bad. And now that I've grown a little bit older and watched the other movies, and it's like everybody's favorite. Which one is it?
Yes.
Revenge of the Sith or Return of the Jedi? Generally, those are the ones that people
Wasn't
favor.
uh wasn't Return of the Jedi the latest one,
The
or was
last one.
that? Oh. Oh
I'm
yeah.
talking the original series. So you had A New Hope, which originally was just called Star Wars. It wasn't called A New Hope. And you had, was it? Yeah, Revenge of the Sith, which was the second one, the original second
Yes.
one. And then you had Return of the Jedi, which was the original last one, which is where they, Vader dies, Palpatine dies, Luke wins, everybody's, happy. The battle for Endor, which most people actually like, Return of the Sith. Revenge
yeah.
of the Sith. Revenge. Which
Yes.
is the one movie that was directed by the editor that saved the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, that tells you everything you need to know about the second movie, was that it wasn't George Lucas that made it good. It was good editing. It was somebody else seeing his vision and actually bringing it to life, because a lot of times a true creative can't see their thing through. They need somebody either to come back through and clean it up,
Yes.
or fix it. You know, I mean, and that's the problem we have now, is that we have true creatives in charge of these big stories. Like, I mean, Bob Iger probably is a good creator. He could probably create something really good. The problem is now he's CEO. And so he thinks he can put his finger in everybody else's creative vision. You know, the same thing with Kathleen Kennedy, the same thing with so many of these creatives who are now in charge, and they don't know how to be in charge. They don't know how to be left alone. You know, leave your creatives alone to do their job, because you're not a creative anymore. You're a CEO.
Yes.
I also think that, I mean, one of the main things with the Marvel movies is they forgot that Marvel has comics in between story arcs. They take it back down to the street level, to the hero level. They don't always have these giant story arcs. They don't always have these giant things going on. Sometimes you just have to have a human story. And like with Captain America Brave New World, you know, you had the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Right.
Well,
yes,
they didn't give us enough time with Falcon as Captain America. You know, they should have done another season of Falcon and Winter Soldier, but only have Falcon being Captain America before they went into Brave New World. You know, you just slapped us upside the head with Red Hulk, and nobody likes that. I mean, let alone, you know, wasted the leader as a Captain America villain. That doesn't even make any sense. That's a Hulk villain.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
But of course, you know, what they've done to Hulk is absolutely garbage. I mean, honestly, the original Hulk movie with Eric Bana was 10 times the Hulk movies they had afterwards. And I know I'm in the minority for that, but that original Hulk movie, I think, was so much better than Edward Norton's Hulk, and damn sure better than Mark Ruffalo, who's a friggin' idiot as a Hulk. Like, he can't do the things Hulk would do. He can't do the things Bruce Banner would do. I'm sorry to say this, Bruce Banner is a dick. Bruce Banner is an asshole. He's not a puppy dog. He doesn't love everybody. In fact, he just wants to be left alone. And there's not one scene in any of the Marvel movies that include Bruce Banner does he ever just want to be left alone.
Bruce Banner. Okay, I see him now. He's, I'm pretty sure he was the Hulk in the Avengers movie, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is that, you know, Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner was, I mean, the whole reason why he sucked is because Mark Ruffalo couldn't do what you needed him to do to be in that role.
Yes.
Which is why you ended up downplaying the Hulk, because he wasn't believable as he wasn't believable as the smartest man in the room, which he would have been in the Avengers. He was the smartest guy there. And he wasn't believable as the Hulk. Which is why, I mean, he was shown up by his freaking cousin in a crappy TV show called She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Yeah, I mean, which is sad because She-Hulk is one of my favorites.
Right.
The 90s She-Hulk. I mean, unfortunately, Deadpool stole her shtick.
Deadpool. I love Deadpool.
Right. For all the reasons that you would have loved She-Hulk. She-Hulk was the original character in the Marvel Universe that broke the fourth wall, that literally talked directly to you. She literally would rip apart her pages. She literally would do a lot of what Deadpool does. Deadpool originally was a villain, for one.
Oh.
He was actually, you know, a mercenary hired to kill someone from the Weapon X program. I mean, nobody even remembers his villain, or the hero he went up against, because everybody remembers Deadpool. And then Rob Liefeld got a hold of Deadpool and not ruined the character. I mean, he literally made the character that we know and love today, but he ruined, because of what Rob Liefeld did with Deadpool, it ruined She-Hulk. She-Hulk was building in popularity. But because now you had somebody that used guns, swords, you know, very Rob Liefeld anti-hero, which works for Deadpool. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the Deadpool movies. I'm not trying to shit on
Yes.
Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool at all. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
dude.
shit on Rob Liefeld, the guy that couldn't draw feet, and he liked, ridiculous proportions, and he loved his pouches. Everybody had to have pouches everywhere, pouches. Unfortunately, all these things did was hide his inability to draw. Because Rob Liefeld was a garbage drawer. I mean, even when I was a kid, I'm looking at these things, and because I was collecting in the 90s when Rob Liefeld drew, I could tell that he was using pouches, he was using large shoulder pads, he was using terrain to hide feet because he couldn't draw feet. And he used all the pouches to...
That is crazy.
Right. And he used the pouches and the belts and all of this stuff to hide the joint of the character because they weren't believable. The way the character was made, he used these other exaggerated areas to make it look like something more.
Right.
And I mean, Rob Liefeld, I don't even know how he got into comics. Like I don't, because he was a young kid at the time, and he's the main reason between him and Todd McFarlane why Image even exists. Because they got pissy with their respect with Marvel, basically, with their respective bosses, and said, fine, we're going to go make our own comic book company with blackjacks and hookers.
Yes.
Because they got tired of being constrained by the Comics Code Authority, because they wanted the cheap blood splash rather than actually having to tell a compelling story, instead of just using spectacle, which shows you everything that the Marvel movies has done since then. They give you spectacle instead of story.
Right.
And I think that's one of the reasons why horror movies are so good and why they persist over time, is because the roots are always in a good story.
Yeah, that is right.
This supernatural entity coming back, the evil from beyond, is not only something that we're afraid of, but we understand it. We could, and we're afraid that it could do it, that it could come back, which is why horror movies, have some of the longest running sequels.
Yes.
One that was made just, 25 years ago is getting a 7th movie, Scream. That's unheard of.
Yes.
Look at how many Nightmare on Elm Streets there are. Friday the 13th there are. And people downplay them, but it's like, but the movies are internally consistent. They change the rules here and there a little bit, but not enough to break your suspension of disbelief. You sit there and you want to, you believe that this character is like this. You believe this character can do this. And that is super difficult. So, yeah, I think that's the big thing with movies is that I think people, one, expect too much from crickets.
Yeah, crickets.
They expect too much from certain things and not enough from other things. They expect a lot of explosions and boom bangs because that's what movies have been.
That's true. Right.
When okay, we'll take Five Nights at Freddy's. The original.
Horror.
Right? Yeah. The original movie. People were super stoked for it. I was.
Yes.
And yet it was garbage. It couldn't decide if it wanted to be a horror movie or a kids movie.
Yes.
And I think they lost everybody. They should have made it at least PG-13.
That is so true.
Because it felt like something I would see on Shudder. High budget in certain places, like they spent a whole lot on those puppetry, on the animatronics. And then didn't spend much else anywhere else. And it was so sad. I read that as crickets expect way too much. Yes, following through with the OG vision. take some risks. See, that is the big thing, is that people aren't willing to take risks in these big budget movies.
Right.
And the funny thing is, oh, we're too afraid of losing money. Well, but that's what you're doing. You're losing money. You don't have, I mean, let's see, Disney, you know, the biggest one I can talk about right now is Disney.
Yes.
Disney has one movie this year that actually made profit, and it wasn't enough to make up for the lack of profit in the other movies, which I think that was Lilo and Stitch, the
Yes.
live action remake that made money and the rest haven't. Gee, maybe you need to think about that. And it's not live action remakes that you need to focus on, because one, those are
Right.
hit and miss. I mean, Little Mermaid didn't make back its money. Lion King didn't make back its money, or maybe it did, I don't remember, but it wasn't enough to anchor a movie. And see, that's what the movie industry forgot, is that you had one or two movies that anchored you, your production company,
Yes.
for the year, and you took risks on others. Because
Right.
those others would often become cult classics, things that people would keep coming back for more. You know, Disney Plus wants to get more subscriptions. Give people something to watch that's not tied into, you know, the 15 billion Marvel movies
Yes.
or the 15 billion Star Wars properties you put out there that none of them have worked except for Andor. And because it's not a, you know, it's a political movie that happens to be set in Star Wars. You know, it's by
Yes.
it's Star Wars adjacent. It's not about Sith, Jedi, anything like that. It's just the political intrigue. That's all it
Yes.
is. And I think people
Well-
forget that.
Yes, I do agree with you on that one. Yes.
You know, and I mean, Mandalorian could have been a much better anchor, show if you didn't focus it around Grogu, which was a ridiculous concept because it's only a gimmick. It's only going to last for so long. The child.
Yes. The I think The Mandalorian. I only saw the first 2 seasons.
Right. Well, all I'm saying is that I think The Mandalorian could have been done a lot better if they had backburnered the fact that he's a Mandalorian so much and just have him be a bounty hunter and basically hunting people like we wanted with Boba Fett. You know, a little bit more
Right.
procedural, you know, a little bit more expected, with some good splash scenes here and there for like a mid-season break or a cliffhanger at the end of the, you know, finale. You know, the final episode of the season. Not a series finale, but a season finale. You know, stuff like that. You know, they're forgetting the old tips and tricks that worked with TV.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, look at Stranger Things. Even though it's going into its 5th season, it's still successful.
Yes, I do love Stranger Things.
Right. Why is it successful? Because at the end of each season, you have defeated the boss. Even
Right.
though there's a window open for more, like each season could be complete in and of itself. You don't have to know everything about the rest.
Right. So the thing about Stranger Things um, was that they stuck to the theme, so that is good.
Well, not just that, but they also had not just stuck to the theme, they had a vision. It was never meant to go beyond 5 seasons or 4 seasons,
Right.
whatever, however many. Like they didn't add on
Right.
to it. They didn't, you know, it's like, oh, it's a moneymaker. We need to try and make more. We need to make more out of it. No, we're good. We know exactly where we need to start and end,
Right.
which is something that a lot of the older TV shows didn't do, was have an idea where they were going to start and where they were going to end. They didn't, you know, which is why you end up with so many things in between. Like, I mean, look at Supernatural. Supernatural wasn't supposed to last 15 years.
Oh yeah.
The fact that they kept making it work, and keep in mind, there were some dud seasons in the middle there. I mean, I don't know anybody that says Leviathans was their favorite season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one, that was the
Right.
season that killed friggin' Bobby. I mean, there's a lot of memes from that season, but that's about it. Um,
Yeah.
and I know that Mark Shepard, was mad that they killed his character off. And I know a lot of fans that were mad that they killed off Crowley. Like that was one of the best things to happen. And they killed off the character that really created a dynamic. And
Right.
it didn't work. I mean, I'm sorry, season 15 was not that great. I watched it because I wanted to see how it ended. And while a lot of people were upset at the end of the season, how, Dean died in such a stupid way. It's like, well, yeah, because he lost his plot armor. They killed God. So he lost his plot armor. God always wanted the boys to survive, you know? So yeah, stupid
Uh-huh.
thing was going to kill him. There was no other way for him to go out.
Which show are you just referring to so I could
Supernatural.
make sure? I haven't seen that one, dude. There's so many films and shows I
Ah,
haven't seen. I should see.
Supernatural is worth watching. Sorry, you had said that you had responded like you had seen it. So I assumed you had seen it. I apologize.
No, I have to be the one apologizing because I'm not even sure what I'm saying anymore because it is it is late.
Well, if you want to go, we can go, man. If you're tired, I get that.
I kind of feel bad though for like like this whole thing,
You don't need to feel
the
bad. I've had fun.
oh yeah, dude, absolutely. It was a blast,
I love talking this kind of crap. Obviously.
right? Right? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, dude. Heck
Y-
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if
Hopefully
you want to
we
go, we
get
can
to
come.
like do this more often, dude.
I plan on it. I mean, the only reason why I canceled last week is I was just not with it.
Oh yeah. I know that feeling, dude.
But I mean, I'm good with this. So that's why I tried to, contact you this morning. It's like, if you did you want to go earlier?
The thing is, I wanted to, but I had some things
Mm,
I needed to do. So yeah.
right.
So from I think for me I'm gonna end stream, but you can keep on streaming if you want.
Nah, I think I'm done. I don't really have much more to talk about like on my own. So, and besides, I'm going to be back on later this afternoon with Ghost and Raven playing Phasmophobia, I think.